Hi folks, welcome back to the Feed the Beast Revelations video series. What you're looking at right now is the processing from the quarries that we set up in the last episode. I've done nothing, I have to be honest, in the world since we last met, and I think that's what I said at the end of the last video, is that I would be just pretty much continuing off where we left things and just seeing what went on. Now, a couple of things to note at the start. It's been about 12 hours, I think, since I last recorded. So I recorded last night, and it's now the morning time afterwards. So if there are any long pauses or anything, just like that, assume I'm going for a sip from my cup of coffee. Okay. I'm going to be doing a few things. First of all, it's looking like I need to... this isn't filling up yet, but I'm going to need to add some more drives, some more ME drives. That's something I'm going to do off camera because it's insanely boring. Although, then again, I don't know if what I do on camera is particularly interesting. But I do need to set up some more ME drives. I'm probably going to try for a couple more 64K ME drives. There's a lot of things within me that's thinking like, oh, I should be using something else here. I should be using like storage crates or something to help out, but I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to show you then the craters. Okay, and then we're going to make a little plan for this video. So I've got, I think one of the issues I'm having at the moment when I'm starting to record is that I've got so many different ideas and things that I would quite like to do, that it's quite difficult to then go out and do them. So if we look here, look at this, I mean, we are really sort of cooking on the quarry front. Really shouldn't take too long for this to actually completely finish, which is quite cool. And you can sort of see here they're working over time. One thing that you might be interested in is that during the night, look, these this solar panel will start outputting the 1 million EU that it has stored. And that will continue to power these at full efficiency for some time, and then it will go down to its reduced rate of 64 per tick, and this guy goes down to 8, although that one guy's not important. And it does mean that the speed gets reduced in the night. I'm not that worried about it. I could spend time sort of investing it in like an MFE or something to store the power, or what I may end up doing soon is changing this setup so that it's engines feeding into some sort of RF power system, power cell. I don't know what they're called. It's the thing I want to work on, and then that then just goes to the quarries. I think that would work. But that's something for the future. That's not something that I really want to be thinking about right now, particularly because we're not, the only reason I sort of set this quarry off was because I was actually using quite a lot of my raw resources in building things like the gravity chest plate. I macerated a couple of stacks of diamonds so that I could have all these glass fiber cables, etc., etc. Okay. So let's actually deposit a bunch of stuff here that is not currently needed. And let's figure out what we're going to do today. So, as I was sort of saying, I've got quite a few little things that I'd quite like to do. Okay, so I'd quite like to fairly soon get started with some of the proper, is it, what mod is it? I can't remember. Thermal foundation, is it? Or thermal expansion? Things like this, the pulverizer, the alloy smelters, and all those good stuff. And I've got a basic pulverizer here, but I'd quite like to actually have a proper setup for these things. Just because I think if I go here, or let me take out, so it's poor iron ore. I've got 17,000 poor iron ore. Gosh, I'm going to need to smelt some of that actually. In fact, I should probably put some of that in for cooking in a moment. If I take out some iron ore here, and I go to uses, and I go to where's pulverizer. So a couple of things here. We've got crusher, which I could invest in. That's an actually additions thing. A couple of things I do want to get are so pulverizer here has a 10% chance of also producing nickel. Now, with my macerator, I have no chance of like getting a byproduct, so that would be really useful. I could use an induction smelter that would, with sand, produce this, and then a chance of getting rich slag. And if I had rich slag, then I would be producing 3. I don't know how useful that would be. Magma crucible, I can get molten iron out of. Let's keep going. And I just want to have a think about what is the optimum sort of setup here for me to get the most bang for my buck. So let's keep going. These aren't terribly useful. So I've still not looked up what Astral does, Astral Sorcery. Furnace crusher. So the crusher produces iron with chance of pulverized gold. Alloy smelter, sag mill. Okay, so the sag mill here needs to have might need to have a ball in it, and this can produce the 2 and chance of tin and nickel and cobblestone. You've then got your macerator here that would just does the job. Blast furnace and a something anvil. Okay, so I'm looking at this and I'm sort of thinking that either the sag mill or the regular pulverizer would be the job. But that's just something for me to be thinking about soon. That's something that I've got on in the agenda. In fact, I need to start smelting some of this actually, because this is bad that it's taking up so much room in my system. And in fact, you're looking at one of the sort of negatives of having this ME system is that, you know, when I've got these quarries going, they can just be taken up by this stuff. Like, I don't really want poor iron ore knocking about. This needs to go and it will get smelted into iron nuggets, and then that would get then converted into ingots. So I think that's about as much as I want to do. So if I just chuck these in here and then go back here, we should see this filling up, and hopefully it doesn't completely overload this chest. That's what I'm hoping. So that there's still some room here. Okay. No, that is overloaded, so I should probably take some out. Yeah. Okay. You've spat out some things. I don't know where you've spat them out. Over here. So let's just put these back into the ME system. Okay, so then, poor iron ore, yeah. Let's carry on today then, thinking though about this place over here. So this is going to be like our greenhouse space, and I don't know if this is, I think this is going to be big enough. And so kind of in an anti-feed the beast style, I don't want to automate this. And the reason is, in my mind, fairly simple. is that I won't need the masses of food that this can produce. The things we've got to remember is that this is a server that is running 24 hours a day. It's hosted, not by me, so it is running all the time. And so if this is on and this is loaded, this will just be constantly producing food, and I don't need it to do so. Particularly because there will be days when I don't come on, I don't play, and so I kind of, I don't need it to be constantly going. There's going to be plenty of time where I'm not on for a few days at a time, if I'm busy or whatnot. So this is not needed to be running 24 hours a day. And I quite like the idea of it being more of a sort of proper, in inverted commas, farm style. So yeah, I'm not decided yet on how I'm going to do it beyond having this whole thing here, I think, sealed off. So the way we're going to access it, I think, will be from the underneath, unless I really want to run a bridge. I could run a bridge out, which the thing is that I've not done enough, I think, outside building yet. I've not done enough in the overworld like this, so it could be really useful to do that. Yeah, you know what, I might end up building a bridge over. So I think I might start to build over there then. How are we going to do that? Well, first of all, I just want to check how much iridium I've got. So I've got quite a lot at the moment. Let's actually put in another stack to be pulverized. I've not set this up terribly cleverly, so it's just one stack max, and that should also produce platinum, so I should have some platinum dust in there, which, I'll just put into cook. Okay, so my thought process here is we're going to have to sort of get a rim on the outside of something before then building over it with the glass, and I would like to go pretty heavy on the glass front. So yeah, let's also just have a quick look in at forestry to see if there's any obvious sort of, so things like a farm gearbox. Okay, I wonder if these are things that would be really useful for automating farm controls. Yeah, I don't think that there's anything sort of immediately obvious that would be helpful. Have I got worms? I've got 10 worms. I think worms could be really useful here to getting stuff fertilized. Fertilized? I don't know what the word is. So I'm going to take out one iron block because I want to see what chisel does with it. Because if there's something of interest, then I might have this as the base. So there's all these different blocks here. Tiny gears, black space, vents, small bricks, plates, riveted plates, simple, thermal, bolted, large ingot, small ingot. I think small bricks might be the way to go. Let's just place one of these down and have that as the rim. I think that seems quite nice. I'm also going to need an extra chisel. Let's make a few stacks of iron blocks. I'm going to need another chisel so I can make... okay, hang on. So I can make a diamond chisel if I want, or an eye chisel. How do I make an eye chisel? So I need to make a diamond chisel first. Let's just do that. Diamond chisel. Let's make an eye chisel. And that should be clever, right? Okay, so this... Oh, interesting. Okay, I don't particularly know what this does differently. Oh, so this shows you how it looks in a 3x3. Ah, so they might have like connective properties. So if I go there, so these guys don't seem to actually have any sort of properties. Okay, it doesn't matter because I just want to chisel up some of these. So let's do 2 stacks for now, I guess. In fact, let's just do 2.5 or however many this will do. Okay, it's still got some charge left. Oh, let's have a quick nap. At some point I'll move this bed to a proper bed space. But for now, it is just existing in probably the most convenient spot for me. Oh, I've got my jetpack engine off. Okay. So let's place down this rim of iron blocks. And looking at this, I'm probably going to need... I might need more than that I've made. But that's fine. I'm also going to need to figure out a way of properly lighting this place rather than the inordinate, the crazy amount of torches that I've currently got. This amount of torches is probably not ideal. I just put a load down just to make sure that monsters weren't spawning and that this grass would continually spread. I've also still not found a jungle. So that's not ideal. I'm trying to think if there's anything else important that I might need to consider when doing this. Expansion, that is a tricky point, but I could just have another floating greenhouse. I could, if this works well, I could like make another one or an expansion to it. I don't plan on making it difficult to expand. Okay. So we have achieved it. In fact, that was a pretty good number to pick. So we've got our rim up. Now we're going to want to put glass in or on. I am thinking about doing it sort of having some micro block involvement here. I don't want to go too heavy on the micro blocks. Let's just take a few stacks of glass here. I don't want to go too heavy on the micro blocks because I think it can cause lag. But I'd like to build another saw, so I've got one. How many of these things do I have? Rubies, or 90 sapphires, and peridot. I actually don't think it really matters what saws I use, right? I'm just going to use a peridot one because that's what I'm currently using. I think the diamond one will probably work as well. Okay, so now let's put down a glass layer. Okay, and I do just mean, oh, that's quite annoying. Have I got, let's go silk touch mode. And I do just mean one layer because I'm not quite sure. I mean, I don't think this is going to be nice looking. I've never been that great at building, so we'll see what we can do here. This has got connected glass on there, it hasn't. Although it does from that angle. I sort of want to see what the first layer looks like before I commit to making it bigger. I should also check on my little cabbage patch, vegetable patch that I made a few episodes ago. Okay, so that's how one layer of glass looks. Okay, that looks okay. So if we went up to say 5 or 6 high, maybe, with that, and then brought it in for a roof, that would be quite good. Let's also just have a quick look over here. This should all be grown. In fact, let's spend a moment just collecting all of this. Oh no, it's not fully grown. I think the chunks haven't been loaded properly. Surely. And in fact, let's just put down the ender chest. Oh no, I put my eye chisel away. Oh well. Oh, and I just broke that. Yeah, let's just put this down so that I can send it to my storage system. Without any issues. And then eventually that's all going to be stored in the kitchen anyways, I guess. Or the majority of it will be. We also... Oh gosh, this is the thing. So when I start playing this, I get sort of a thing of, oh my god, I've got so much that I'd like to get on with. So just think about the hops there. I do need to think about how we're going to start our little brewing empire at some point as well. So I've got 7 hops there. That doesn't feel like very many. Okay, let's take this back and put down the bit of earth that I took. And I guess now we just need to start to layer this guy up. So let's just start that, I guess. We'll just start doing this. So, oh gosh, I'm going to need loads of glass for this. So I'm not really, beyond the fun and the aesthetics of it, I don't know if I can get like some really sort of funky and interesting stuff from the Pam's Harvest Craft mod. Because I do really like the funness of having all these different sort of food options available. Particularly because I've sort of, I'm not going to say I've gotten bored of living off the potatoes, but I'd quite like a bit of variety. I'd quite like to make some stuff with more saturation. I suppose it's not so much of an issue now because I'm almost invincible with my current armor. But when I was less, or when I was vincible, I suppose, it would have been important to have some steak or something on me because it helps you to regen health faster, I'm pretty sure. Okay, we're almost there with the 3rd layer. Actually, this is not taking long at all. It's only taking a few moments to get a couple of layers built up. But I suppose, you know, having a good stock is always useful, particularly if I have somebody on the server with me. There are a couple of other people that could come on at any moment, I suppose, but the chances of them doing that and playing regularly are pretty slim, which is why I've sort of just spoken about this as a single player more than anything save, because for all intents and purposes it is, because you know, not only is it like just not much chance of people coming on, it's that I think I'm so far now ahead that it would make it quite difficult for them to have anything immediately usable to me. Okay, let's keep going. So we're nearly there, although I'm going to need to go get some more glass now. And let's just see what our big glass structure looks like from over here. it almost looks cool. I can't put my finger on it. So I want my glass. I also want my chisel. I'm also going to need to start thinking about how I can store more stuff. That is going to be a job for me pretty much immediately when I finish this recording, because this ME system is constantly requiring more and more upkeep. In fact, that's the thing that would go if this server was probably left on its own. Although I'm not always acquiring new stuff. Let me just stick some coffee. Okay. I was going to put some glass in here just to see if there's anything we could do with it, and yes, there is. Let's use the eye chisel a second, because if I can, so if I went to grey bordered, that's actually quite cool. Okay, so could I, in theory, just chisel this all up? No. Oh, okay. I can. I like this more. I like this more. This is better. I mean, the question then becomes, what am I going to do for the roof? But I like this more. I've changed my mind. So let's just quickly do this. This looks nicer in my head because it's slightly more crystal-like, and which is sort of vibe I was going for, just like a proper sort of crystalline structure. Okay, let's keep just battering this up, and we will get a nice I wonder, can the other, so the other chisel can't do that. I mean, the other chisels are all going to be useful because I need to chisel up some glass. Oh no, I've already got a stack. I probably will need more on the stack, won't I? Let's actually just go and do this. So once this is done, we can then look about how it, so we can go back to the island just to see how it looks, or sorry, the mainland, just to see how it looks then as this sort of crystal structure. Okay, well this is quite a cool bit of kit then, this eye chisel. It's quite intuitive, I'd say. I like the connected textures that we've got here, and the silver border as well. I do think it just looks a bit nicer. Not that the regular glass texture looks bad. I like the regular glass texture, I have to be honest, but I think for this purpose, this is going to be a nicer or a more unique thing, you know. I feel like we've all seen the sort of greenhouse like that. There we go. I think that looks much nicer. Where it's just sort of hints of definition every now and again. Okay. Okay, it's broken. Good. I say good. It's more to get some inventory space. Okay, let's keep on going, and we should build up to this level. Now the question is going to be, and I think I already know the answer is no, it's going to be, will we be able to use micro blocks with this texture? And I'm almost certain that the answer is going to be no. Chisel 2 more stacks. But I you know, that might give me some food for thought about what to do instead. So let's put you 2 down. Yeah, and the answer is no. But these guys you can. So if I maybe do that, and then some panels, and then posts. Okay. That's too thin. I know it's too thin, but let's just... Let's put down a block of iron there. Okay, so that is too thin. That's not going to be useful. Pillars. Let's use my new saw. Okay. Because that essentially gives me access to glass stairs. Is that useful? Is that nice? I actually don't know. I don't know if I like that. Let's just keep it going for a couple. I actually think that that doesn't look so good. And so the answer for the roofing here may just simply be use more of these guys. So let's... Well, I'm going to need to have one more layer here. And oops. And so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 blocks long. So 10 and 10 means I could go like this. So 2, okay, no, it doesn't. 3, 3, 3. That's 2, 4. So that is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then have no, up one more here. 2, 3. Now let's do this on the other side as well and see where we meet. So we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Ah, no. It's just easier if I do this, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I think that may work, actually. As a roofing system. So let's just do that. Let's place you down. I'm gonna need a boatload more of these. So let's just chisel some stacks. And we're gonna, if I just do this makes it so much easier. Okay. We now just have to come all the way over with this. So this guy here needs to be followed all the way along, right? That's the goal, essentially. Everything that's over there, any top block, needs to be followed all the way along. I like that. You can still go quick in hover mode. So this guy here comes over. Oh, okay. Actually, do we want... Okay, here's the question. Do we want an extra block there? Do I think that that looks better with that? Or better without that? Honestly, I think it doesn't matter. I'm probably going to go for without and just go for these guys, right? But let's just get these on and see what it looks like. Okay, let's get this guy, so 2 up here. Let's just do 2. Oh gosh, it's already been a half-hour video. I've not even thought about crops or machines or anything, just making a big old glass structure. So we've used so much glass in this. I'm glad that I was prepared for this. Okay, and now again 2 over. I would consider cutting some of this stuff out, but as a sort of video, just recording what I'm doing, this is sort of, you know, what it's there for, isn't it, right? And I'm trying to get as much as what I do on camera, on the recording, sorry, because I just feel like it's sort of the purpose of this in many respects. And I'm just putting them out as close to daily as I can muster. I say as if there's any audience here. We are going to need some more glass actually. Which one was I using? The frame, right? I've already got it selected, so it doesn't matter if I can't find it. Let's keep on trucking. And we'll get this done. So I will almost invariably end this recording once I finish making this thing. But that does beg the question of what my goals will be next and what I'm going to do off camera. So I might sort of set up the farm off camera, or I might organize what I'm going to be doing. The other thing I might do is start to make some of these thermal machines. But then there's also Ender IO machines, so if you're interested in that, I think I need to collect things like the Grains of Infinity. But all of that will be really useful so that I can upgrade my my sword. I've been thinking about this for a long time. I knew it was upgradable. I just didn't know how it was achievable, and now I know a little bit more about Ender IO. I know that that's the route to go. Let's take hover mode off for a second. Let's bung some of this stuff away actually. Let's take a bit of glass. Oh, one thing I just remembered that I need to do off camera is this blinking ME system. Chisel, 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 chisel. That'll do. I need to sort that out. Yeah, I need to sort that out so that I can have just so I don't have to worry about it more than anything. I don't really need a reason beyond that. A couple of questions that I've got for myself are: am I going to record any other sort of types of videos and put them on here? Just, honestly, I don't know. I do play some other games, but it's one of those things, right, where I don't know if it would A, be interesting, and B, be interesting to me to do, because a lot of them I just do is just a way to sort of blow off a bit of steam, well, not blow off steam, just like relax, I guess. And so I don't know if it would actually be that interesting, so I thought about doing something in Football Manager, because I play a lot of that, but but there's two things, you know. Would it make it less enjoyable for me if I sort of started that as a project and sort of had to then keep on recording it? That's one element. The other element is I don't know if people would actually find the way I play that interesting, because I automate a lot of it in the sense that I don't bother too much with intense scouting and things like that. I'm happy enough to use scouting tools to give me that, to help me find the players I want to sign. And the thing is that I know, you know, people think about that sort of thing. It's what's the point, yada yada yada. You know, you're taking away some of the challenge of the game, but actually, for a lot of these people, you know, you're taking, you know, in so many years, Notts County from National League to Champions League. You know, if you're happy enough to do that in 8 years or whatever, you're not that worried about sort of immersion and things like that. You are just looking for some sort of football narrative, if you like. The game is not necessarily a super challenge even when you do them. I just find those things time consuming and less enjoyable than the rest of the game, and so I don't really want to bother with them, but I understand that for a lot of people that's a big part of the game. Okay, so let's take off hover mode for a second then, and let's go and admire. Let's stand back over here. Okay, do I feel like I am in admiration? My honest answer is no. I don't feel like I'm admiring this, but then it's not done right. I think it might look a bit cooler once you've got all the crops in there, and everything set up, and the bridge over to it. Or maybe we won't have a bridge. Maybe we'll just have like a little landing portal, so that, you know, or a boat spot. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Or a teleporter. I think I've got teleporters here. That could be good. I mean, this is an Industrial Craft 2 teleporter. How does it work? I don't know. Looks fairly easy to craft. But that's something for me to think about and do in another time. I've also got this slime island up there that I've not really done anything with, that I could at some point. I've got these little slime fellas. Yeah, there's a load of stuff that at the moment I've not explored yet with all of these mods, and which is why that I'm happy enough to be recording all of this, because I've got so much that I would like to, so much that I'd like to invest my time into in this game, and you know, it doesn't matter too much at the moment. I feel like I didn't record any of the early game. I mean, I did sink a lot of hours into the early game of this, and maybe I'll start another series at some point where I do end up recording the early game. You know, because I did have to spend a lot of time getting to this point. But yeah, I think let's just start charging the scrabby chest plate. I think that might well be it then. It's been a bit of a walk and talk and get some stuff done. I don't know if this, again, I've said this every time, I have no idea if this is of interest to absolutely anyone. Judging by the views, probably not, but that's okay with me, because it's just something that I have decided that I kind of enjoy doing. Alright then, folks. Again, the plural of that word is doing some heavy lifting here. Thanks for taking a look. I'll see you in the next one. And yeah, bye-bye for now.